Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, today we have a great surprise for you. We have a tradition of honoring someone who has made a great contribution to the study of the Book of Mormon. We honor them as the Father Lehi Award and their spouse as the Mother Sariah Award. And the winner who we have chosen is a man who has made great contributions for the past many years. You're going to see a little video presentation to introduce you to him. This fine man is here. We'll introduce him after the presentation of the video. Brother David Lehi and his wife Pam. David grew up in Utah County and escaped to Atlanta, where he's been for many years in Georgia. But today they're back with us, and we're going to ask now for a presentation of this lovely video, the story of Dave and his great service. And Robert Starling is the creator of this video. He's done this for us for years for the presentation of our Father Lehi Award. And we'll ask for that now. Robert?
Dave Asay has lived a life of service to the study of the Book of Mormon, and his wife Pamela has stood firmly by his side, making her own contributions to the support of Book of Mormon scholarship. Therefore, it is with great pleasure that Book of Mormon Central recognizes their lifetime achievements by presenting them with the Father Lehi and Mother Sariah Award for 2021.
I was born in Provo, Utah, and grew up primarily in Pleasant Grove. I eventually had 8 siblings, so come from a large family, and had a wonderful childhood. I was active in the athletics there. I played football and basketball and baseball, and I was also in the band, played trombone. As I became a senior, I found this cute little girl, and she grew up about 2 blocks away from where I lived.
Dave and I met at Golden Green Ball practice. It was back in the day when they used to do floor shows.
I took Pam as my partner, and that's where we first started to get acquainted, and we have been partners ever since. We have a beautiful family and 14 grandchildren that we just love so much. I began going to school at Utah State University. This was in the middle of the Vietnam War time, so I actually joined the National Guard there in Logan, dating very seriously with Pam, and we got married later that year in October. So I began working and had some great times with some major companies in sales, and had good success. And eventually we moved to Georgia. I took a position with 3M Company for a time, and then Pam and I purchased a franchise that allowed us more freedom and grew to be successful and provide well for our family. And then I got involved. Brother Joe Allen came to our Roswell stake and conducted a fireside there about Book of Mormon lands. And this was all new to me. It was exciting, and so I started investigating that, and actually went to New York and did my own research up there. Pam was watching a TV show one night, I believe on the History Channel, and then there was a couple of fellas that were doing a documentary on the Mount Sinai. A light bulb went on in my head, and I thought, somebody needs to do video or a documentary like this for the Hill Cumorah. At that point, I contacted a good friend of mine in Utah and asked him if he wanted to go on an adventure and do this documentary about the Hill Cumorah. And so Randy Miller and I put our heads together and went down. We toured around down there and took a cameraman and did some videos and put together the documentary called In Search of Ancient Cumorah. Shortly after that, I did a second video called Lehi's Land of First Inheritance. It was like going to college for me, going on this trip down to Guatemala and into Mexico and filming this video.
I was happy to see him involved in something that, you know, he was so excited about, the things that he was learning through Brother Alan. It was hard mostly when he was doing filming and doing all of the traveling with the conferences and stuff like that, but it just kind of felt right. And so I was more than happy to support him in this endeavor, give him a new direction to go. We did make a trip one year while I was teaching seminary to Chichen Itza, which, you know, the minute I saw the temple there, I could see it back in a Book of Mormon times, because it just sounded like it was described in the scriptures.
In the course of these videos, we formed a Book of Mormon Archaeological Forum, because the idea was to provide a platform for scholars and archaeologists and researchers that had been doing so much work on the lands of the Book of Mormon and have no place to present their research. And I founded that along with 2 or 3 other brethren. Brother Dick Gordon, Ryan Williams, and Bob Sperry were my co-founders of BMAF, and so from that point we began holding an annual conference, and so that has been just a highlight for me every year. There have been several people over the years that have come up and just told us how much they appreciated the things that they've learned at our conferences. And many of these people have gone with us on the convention trips into Guatemala and Mexico. And again, they've said, you know, this type of thing has just been such a boost to their testimony. And then going to some of these proposed Book of Mormon sites in Guatemala and Mexico have just been fantastic for me. We've seen some great sites. We've met so many wonderful people down there, and so it's been, over these years, has been such a terrific experience. And then finally here, just within the last couple of years, merging with Book of Mormon Central has been a great experience and a great blessing. We were just looking for some new blood, some young blood, some strength for our organization to keep things going. And Kirk Magleby had been a good supporter and had been working with BMAF. And he came to a board meeting and proposed that BMAF should and could merge with Book of Mormon Central and keep everything under one umbrella. So it really took kind of a burden or a load off of some of us that were getting up in years and having some health issues, and so we were just the time was right for us to do that, and it was I think it was a blessing to do that.
Congratulations to Dave and Pam Asay, the recipients of the Father Lehi and Mother Sariah Award for 2021.
As the video just showed you, we had about 20 years of Book of Mormon. Come on up, Dave and Pam. About 20 years of Book of Mormon Archaeological Forum, where we had conferences each year with Book of Mormon scholars making presentations. And then we had tours down through Mesoamerica, where people had a chance to see for themselves some of the historical sites. And we got great understanding and great knowledge, and many people took part. And as Pam and Dave are coming up, I'd like to recognize those people who participated in all those years, who were speakers, participants in our conferences, and there are many of them here today to honor Brother Dave. Would the rest of you stand who have taken part Rick, Garth, Randy, one of the creators of the videos. Where are you all? Please stand. Ryan, there's many more here. Stand up, all of you who spoke at any time in one of our conferences, because they've done a great job. Let's give them all a hand. And now it's a special presentation for the Father Lehi and Mother Sariah Award. Brother Kirk Mangleby is going to present the award, and there's an honorarium that goes with that.
I really don't know why I'm standing here. All I did was stay home and take care of the kids and make sure they got to school and everything. Just like my mom and them said, I'm really proud of them for taking on this task and for letting me be in the background. Thank you.
Brothers and sisters, it's good to be with you today. The kids laugh at me, laugh at my memory, but they won't be laughing come Christmas time and there's no eggs under the tree. Well, I want to thank Book of Mormon Central, and especially Kurt Mangleby for thinking of me. Pam and I are very honored and very humbled to accept this award today. It has been my privilege to present this award to many wonderful and deserving people over the years, but I never thought that I and my dear wife would actually be ever considered for this award. Let me just quickly read some of the previous recipients. We've had over the years Elder Robert and Helen Wells, Elder Ted and Dorothy Brewerton, John and Helen Sorensen, Ostlessly, Hugh Nibley and his wife Phyllis, Rick and Laura Houck. I'm here with this, Rick, if you and Laura would stand. Once again, be recognized. Garth and Cheryl Mormon. And again, posthumously, Stephen L. Carr, given to his wife Ruth Carr. He was one of our previous presidents at BMAF and such a great man. And then Jack and Jeannie Welch were also recipients in 2017. So with that list of very qualified people, I feel a little dubious being added to that list, as there are so many other people out there I feel far more deserving than I. I'm sure that they will receive it in years to come. My sweetheart tends to minimize her contributions to whatever I may have accomplished, whether in business or at BMAF, any of the other endeavors that I've undertaken and had some degree of success. She's always minimized her part, and her part.
has been extremely significant. I doubt that anything that I have considered, that I have accomplished at any level, would ever have been done without her loving and understanding and support. I've been grateful over these years working with I call my BMAF brethren, the founders of BMAF, Dick Gordon, Bob Sperry, Ryan Williams, and myself. Ryan, Dick, would you two please stand? I know Bob Sperry's off vacation as usual. And I think Dick Gordon was here. He was here, just here, so he better be there. Oh! Didn't have a rearview mirror on. But anyway, these are such great brethren. Thank you, Ryan and Dick, for the great support that they have been, for the great friends that they have been, and for all that they have helped BMAF accomplish. I also want to recognize Robert Starling, a very early member of BMAF, who has handled all of our audio-visual needs selflessly. Robert, thank you very much. And archaeologists, Rick Howe, Garth Norman, great people that have been a big support and a big part of BMAF. Claudine Gordon, Elaine Sperry, Bob Babcock, and Kirk Magleby. These have all been key people in the success of BMAF. I also want to mention two stalwart board members who have passed away, Doug Christensen and Steve Carr. These were great men that both served as presidents of BMAF in past years and were such an integral part of what BMAF accomplished. Thank you again to BMC for this great honor and to their LDS for making this a part of their conference. At BMAF we had kind of a motto, it was maybe unofficial, but it was Doctrine and Covenants 58 verse 27. Verily I say, man should be anxiously engaged in a good cause and do many things of their own free will and bring to pass much righteousness. And I'm so pleased to see Book of Mormon Central and Fair doing this very thing. They're anxiously engaged in a great cause, and they're doing much good in this world. And I appreciate that, and I appreciate all of you here. Thank you very much.